Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today is finally the day to make you see my own TNT mod called the Mega TNT mod, which adds a lot of new TNTs to Minecraft, varying from the tier 1 to the tier infinite right here. There are clearly a lot of them. There are I think around 51 or 52 tier 1s, then about 30 tier 2 and so on. They decrease in quantity by the tiers, but they get of course way more powerful. So here we are already in the tier 5, the extremely dangerous zone, and then we have two bigger tier than the tier 5. This was the former biggest tier in Mega. Then we have the tier 2.0, the tier Mega. Oh yeah, we have three bigger tier, and this one is the most powerful one. Yeah, the TNT kind of look intimidating. But now, without losing any time, let's start with the tier 1. I chose 20 of the TNTs, and we start with the TNT times 5 here, which, as the name says, makes a 5 times more powerful explosion than a regular TNT. We have then the TNT times 20, which again makes an explosion bigger than 20 regular TNTs. Right, there it is. I think it's kind of accurate again, as I said in the previous video with another TNT mod. We have the first useful TNT here, called the mining TNT. So, 1 second. So, if we manage to find some ores in your survival world, this is really useful, because it does a double game, we can say, a double utility. So it destroys all the blocks like cobblestone, any blocks that isn't the ores, but leaves all the minerals near the ores that you can easily mine. But moving on, we get to a really powerful tier 1 TNT, is the TNT times 100. So this makes a different type of explosion. This is more like an ellipsoid explosion instead of the vanilla one that is used by the TNT times 5 and times 20. And these are the results. So 100 times more powerful than a regular TNT. Next one, and we have found the perfect place, is the thermobaric bomb. This one is really powerful, but trying this, look what it does. So, except from making a really big spherical explosion here, it also knocks you back. So like, you kind of understand the big impact it does, except from, of course, destroying blocks. And moving on again, we have another creative TNT, we can say, as I said in my YouTube shorts. So yeah, this is more a creative TNT instead of useful one, and it's called tunnel TNT. This one digs in all the 4 directions a tunnel, a kind of long tunnel for being a tier 1 TNT. So yeah, this is really creative in my opinion, to go to all the 4 directions. And next one is the Thin TNT. So let's try this one. Kind of funny, but the results are really insane, we can say, for its size. So it's smaller than a regular TNT in size, but the explosion it isn't. And next one is the wide TNT. So if we place this here, just look at how it is. It's 3 blocks wide, and the explosion is of course a lot more wider than 3 blocks. So yeah, I managed to make this faster than it was in the previous versions. And a really big impact, especially from being at tier 1 TNT. Moving on to the next 8 TNTs, we have the tall TNT. Kind of similar to the wide TNT, but it goes in Y coordinate, so in height except for in width. Yeah, in this case there was the water kind of stopping it, but it went all the way below to the deep slate right here. Next one is the fire TNT. This one is kind of self-explanatory again. So yeah, makes a big hole with fire in a pretty big area, we can say. Next one is the cone TNT. So this is the first shape TNT we have in the mod. We also have another one, which is I think more basic, since it's a cylinder. But this one is more interesting, since this shape is kind of unique, more unique than the cylinder in TNT mods. And yeah, as it says, it makes a perfect cone dug into the ground. And next one is the tree cutter TNT. Kind of self-explanatory again. Does its job, which is cutting trees, but also dropping the blocks and the leaves into the ground. So yeah, of course the leaves aren't the leaves block here, this one, but are of course the random chance of dropping. So like we have some sticks, we have some saplings, and we may found some apples, but they are really rare, I think 1 in 200. Next one is the sponge TNT right here. This one needs to be tried into the water, but if you played Minecraft before, you can understand it, of course. And again, in a really big area, it removes the water and also removes the seagrass. Since if it does not remove the seagrass, of course some blocks of water remain. But this one does not have any mercy for the water and also removes the seagrass. Another one, really creative in my opinion, is the pulse TNT. So this one generates a big crater, but not instantly. What it does a lot of explosions, until of course it reaches the crater it needs to reach, in this case a 60 blocks wide one. Okay. Yeah, in this case it's a tier 1, so don't expect an enormous crater, but still pretty big in my opinion. Next one is the freeze TNT. Don't get yourself fooled, this one is also cool. So yeah, except playing the regular explosion sound, it also plays a nice break sound, glass break too, we can say. I think it's the same. And yeah, turns everything into ice. Or packed ice, I think. Next one is a really useful one. It's called propellant. So this thing, if you ignite this and go really far, you see it does nothing. But this gives knockback to any entity that is 2 blocks near it. So if I'm here, it gives me knockback, but if I'm here, it does not. And this is really useful to make TNT cannons without actually having to build the TNT cannon. And I think it's also more powerful than 4 TNTs combined about the knockback. So for example, if I try it with fire TNT, this is what happens. So it knocked it onto, in this case, the tree that was here. And we can also retry, for example here, so there isn't any obstacle, with maybe a tall TNT. So a more powerful one. And let's see. It knocked it a lot of blocks away. And yeah. So, as the name says, perfect for TNT cannons. Last 4 TNTs for the tier 1 I've chose are these. The arrow TNT is the first one. So what it does is launches a lot of arrow with fire too. And let's just say that if you're near this or any mob is near this TNT, it won't survive. But I think you got that point. Next one is the worthy TNT. And let's see what it does. I mean, I know, but I will make you see. So it, in a big area, it replaces like 50% of the blocks with any ores. So like the redstone, the deep slate redstone too, and the diamonds and so on, the deep slate variation too, and so on. This with any ores you can find in the overworld, not the nether ones. So yeah, 16 total variation of ore, since there are 8 normal ones and 8 deep slate ones. And now we get to two really dangerous TNTs. So it's the big landmine. We also have the regular variation here, but I'm going to show you the bigger one. And the big landmine B2. So these are really dangerous because not only do they work if you step on them, so like this, but they can also be like a mimic block here. And if you, let's for example go up a mountain, they explode immediately, so like you don't have to step on them, but they are transparent, so this can also happen. And the same it is for the sand variation. So yeah, either if you step on them, but also you can walk through them, so they are double dangerous. I forgot to say that every TNT and dynamite from this mod has their own crafting recipe, so you can easily get them, kind of easily, for some of them. You can also get them in survival. So yeah, I will show to you some of them, but you can easily find all of them with the Just Enough Items mod. But yeah, moving on to the tier 2, we have the TNT times 500 as an introduction to them. And what it does, it makes an explosion that is 500 times bigger than a regular TNT, and it's one of the weakest tier 2 we have, and it did this. The next one, which is way stronger, is the Cobalt Bomb. So, of course, it's one of the 3 atomics bomb I have. The other 2 are the Little Boy and the Fat Man. This knocks you back a lot and makes a really big crater that most of the times already reached the deep slate there. But moving on, we have an even bigger one, the bigger cubic TNT. And yeah, if you have noticed, all of the explosions are instant. I managed to really optimize them. But yeah, about the bigger cubic bomb, the bigger cubic TNT, just look at this. A tier 2 TNT, and I made it this big. So yeah, you already imagine how the other tiers are going to be. Next one is the Uncanny Mr. Incredible TNT, and I will let you hear this. After the spooky music we can say, it makes an enormous perfect spherical crater. Yeah, this is not an irregular sphere, but a perfect sphere. Next one are not destructive TNT, so yeah, I also managed to make creative TNTs, but you already saw some of them before. We have a grass plane, the grass plains TNT. This is a new addition, so there wasn't in the old Mega. And yeah, covers all the ground in a really big area with grass or tall grass. Next one, this is not the perfect biome, so let's get here to try this, the forest TNT. So if you remember the old forest, it was a lot of flying trees. So yeah, I managed to remake this one a lot better. And now the trees are placed onto the ground in a pretty big area. Smaller than the old forest, but also way less laggier. So yeah, this one exploded instantly. The old forest took like 30 seconds to explode. Moving on, we get to a new category of TNTs, my favorite one to be honest, the big TNTs. And it starts off with the big TNT here. So if you ignite this, it makes itself really big, not only in size, but also in explosion. Look at that! All the entity got vaporized and went flying because of the knockback. And yeah, I don't recommend to stay near this TNT, but once you ignite this, if you can survive this, manage to fly as far away as possible. Next one, another new addition from the old Mega, so like from before the April 29 update of the 2.0 version. We have the Incandescent TNT. I spent a lot of time to do this texture, but you can clearly see why. A really detailed one. What it does, it is a bigger version of Fire TNT that makes a big crater and fills an insanely big area with fire. And also have some rays that goes really far away. These are made by the explosion in the middle. The last 4 tier 2 TNTs I'm going to show you are these ones. The first one is the Frejus Tunnel. So, as the name says, it makes another tunnel as the Tunnel TNT, but this one is way better, because except from being a way longer tunnel, it is also more detailed with the lights and the road here. And yeah, again, all the 4 directions are with a tunnel, and each tunnel is 200 blocks long. So yeah, if this can easily dig an entire mountain. Oh, look at that. It also went onto the water. So yeah, it is 100% useful. So if it encounters water, it does not make you drown, but still goes on. Next one is the Hyper TNT Rain. So instead of, I don't know, the regular TNT Rain, it does this. It makes a lot of thermobaric bomb rain. And even if there were like, I don't know, I don't remember, 100 thermobaric bomb, they all exploded instantly without lagging. So yeah, this is the most lag-free mod that exists so far on Minecraft. But moving on, we have the Meteor TNT. And this one is again self-explanatory. What it does is that you explode this, you look up to the sky, you see a big meteor falling, and once it touches the ground, if you are in survival mode, you instantly die. And if you manage to survive, you will see the result of a meteor impact here. But moving on to a creative TNT, we have the Ice Age TNT. This one is really creative too. What it does is really unique. So if I ignite this, it fills an entire big area with small ice mountains, we can say. I don't remember the name. I know I'm bad at English, because I'm not English, I'm Italian. But yeah, I can't even explain exactly what this TNT does. But we can say it brings you to the Ice Age with these little or big ice mountains. And yeah, the ice varies from blue ice, normal ice, and there is also packed ice. And of course, snow blocks. In this case, it gave me the bucket. So yeah, this is the last tier 2 that I've had so far on Mega TNT mod. There will still be, of course, updates. Moving on again, we get the tier 3 TNTs. And which better place to start if not a village right here. And we try the Ivy Mic, the first hydrogen bomb of the 3 we have in the tier 3. And let's just ignite this monster. So boom! Again the entity went flying. The villagers, the iron golem, they're all dead. And look at the absolutely massive crater this TNT did. And this is the weakest of the 3 hydrogen bombs we have. Because the second one is the B41 thermonuclear bomb, which is way bigger, also in real life, than the Ivy Mic. So let's just try this. Gives you an even bigger knockback and makes a way bigger crater that in this case reached the bedrock. Look at his. This is the first TNT we have tried on my mod that reaches bedrock. And let's just move on. This is just a tier 3. We have tier 4, 5, 2.0, Mega, and tier Infinite. And the tier 3 already reached bedrock. Next one, the biggest bomb to ever exist in real life, the Tsar Bomba. Just look at this. The insanely massive crater this TNT made. Absolutely ridiculous to how massive this TNT is. 300 blocks wide sphere. And destroys 14 million blocks. These are the exact details of this bomb. But it's not even the biggest tier 3, because I think the next one is even bigger. The Hydrogen Biome Buster. So this one may not be as wide as the Tsar Bomba right there. You can clearly see, I think, it's less wider. But instead of being, I don't know, the sphere is 300 blocks deep too, the same as the width. This one is an ellipsoid, because you can clearly see, I think, from here. This one goes 550 blocks down, but also 550 blocks up. So if it is 250 blocks wide or 270, I don't remember correctly, it is 1100 blocks deep. So clearly bigger than the Tsar Bomba. And now I don't remember the blocks it can destroy. The next one, another bomb that is way bigger than the Tsar Bomba, is the super uncanny Mr. Incredible. So I will make you hear this. After making this spooky music again, it makes a ridiculously massive crater, 350 blocks wide and deep. And in this case, it's a perfect spherical explosion. The next one is the Ultra TNT Rain. So, kind of similar to the Hyper TNT Rain, but in this case, the TNT Rain is not from thermobaric bomb, but from Fat Man atomic bombs. I didn't make you show the singular Fat Man, but here you can see they are slightly smaller than the Cobalt bomb from the tier 2. But 100 of them are clearly bigger than one Cobalt bomb. And I think it's the widest tier 3, but I don't think it's the most destructive. Maybe the Super Uncanny was more destructive than this one. But still, maybe bigger than the Tsar Bomba. Next one is the TNT times 2000. So without saying anything else, let's try this. What it does, it makes an extremely wide explosion. In this case it's 360 blocks, but not as much as deep. So yeah, this overall is weaker than the Tsar Bomba and around the same size as the thermonuclear bomb, the B-41. And here we have another big TNT, another TNT from the big category, I mean, which is called the Giant TNT this time. So if I ignite this, I have to go really far away to see it, cause this thing is 15 blocks wide with the TNT entity, but the explosion is a lot wider. In this case I think it's 280 blocks wide. It reached bedrock again. And these are the massive results of this TNT. Last 3 tier 3 TNT we are going to try are the Valdivia Earthquake, the Paperon de Paperoni TNT, and the Duplex Madness TNT. So starting off with the Valdivia Earthquake. Look at the cool effect it does. So yeah, makes a pretty similar to real life earthquake, the best way I can describe it, and slowly gets rid of all the blocks here and forms a big crack onto the ground. Yeah, it's still going. And yeah, look at the house slowly getting hit by this monster. the poor villager house there. Okay. Yeah, we are close to the finish because the screen shaking effect I made is over. Okay, and also the explosion is over. The earthquake. Look at this. If it's not too much wide in one direction, in the other direction is extremely wide. It's 500 blocks wide. And it also went a lot deep, 500 blocks deep to be exact. Next one is a creative tier 3 TNT. Yeah, you heard this correctly. The Paperon de Paperoni TNT. So what it does is literally a money rain. So yeah, I'm not lagging, they are just generating new blocks. Looks like I'm lagging, but I'm not. And it does a block rain and also item rain of all the most precious ore of Minecraft. So here we are getting some diamonds and netherite ingots. Yeah, there are a lot of more diamonds than netherite ingots, because the second one is rarer. But it also makes a lot of blocks rain. So like we have the diamond block, the lapis lazuli block, the emerald ore block, and I think no, there isn't the netherite block because it needs to be a little bit balanced. So yeah, there is not the netherite block. Oh yeah, there is the gold block too. But there is the netherite ingot rain, item rain. So yeah, this TNT will of course make you rich. And the crafting is really cheap for what it does, I can say. So let me find it really quickly. Okay, right here. It's 4 tier TNT rain from the tier 1. And only 1 block for each of the ores it made. So like the netherite, the diamond, the lapis lazuli, the gold, and the emerald. Last one is the duplex madness TNT. So I didn't make you see the big house TNT that is in tier 2, but this basically recreates a lot of big houses in a really big area. And yeah, the reason on why it is called madness, it is because not only it places houses on the ground, big houses, but it also places some of them up in the air, and it clearly breaks the physics of Minecraft. So yeah, you can easily find 3 or 4 houses, one onto another. And yeah, each of these big houses is really fun, because I will make you show them really quickly as a farm room, a portal room, an armor room, we can call it. Yeah, I'm really bad at English. We have 2 of these, I forgot the name, I think Aquarius, with some fish. We have a dog kennel with 3 dogs that are already pure dogs, because they have the color. And a chest with some items that you have to use with attention, because here we have a tier 4 TNT that I will make you see later, and another chest here with a regular TNT, just a regular TNT. So yeah, this concludes the tier 3 TNT, and here now we get into the tier 4 TNTs, which back then were barely explodable, but now you can explode all of these instantly without lagging. Except of course one of them, which is called Ultra Crash Test, but still that one does not make you lag if you don't want to. So first one is the Supernova. Look at this. Makes an gigantic crater which is 500 blocks wide and covers all the crater borders with magma. And this is an introduction to the tier 4, and I already spoiled to you that this is one of the weakest tier 4 we have. Cause the next one is the antimatter bomb we have here. And you can clearly see now that this is way bigger than the supernova. So instead of being 500 blocks wide, this monstrosity is 600 blocks wide, knocks you back a lot, and makes this gigantic crater, which of course vaporized all the entity. I think it does more than 20 1000 damage. So yeah, it can easily kill every mob that exists on Minecraft. Next one is the biggest tier 4, and it's called the Neutron Star Warp Buster. So let's blow this monster up. There it is. There it is, this massive crater. Oh, it merged with the antimatter bomb. I thought I went far enough, but apparently I didn't. So let's measure really quickly this monstrosity right here. Okay, let's measure this. 1678 to 936. But the best thing is that this went a lot more deep. So I think it went about to about 2500 blocks deep, and this makes it the biggest tier 4 TNT to exist on Mega TNT mod. Next one, we got into a village to try the TNT times 10,000, and let's just say these villagers won't survive this. Okay, so what this does is it makes a flat ellipsoid explosion. So it is around the same width as the Neutron Star Warp Buster. I think this is 720 instead of 740, but it goes way less deep than wide. So this is 140 blocks deep downward and upward, so a total of 280 blocks. So yeah, it isn't one of the most destructive tier 4 TNTs, but still, it did this. So yeah, one of the weakest tier 4 did that. So next one, as you saw before in the chest, we have the regular TNT. It is just a regular TNT. The crafting is of course 5 sand blocks and 4 gunpowders. So yeah, just expect a regular explosion from this, right? Oh, it didn't make anything. Oh, never mind. Never mind. You thought it's finished? No, it isn't. You think it's finished? No, it isn't. You think it's finished? No, it isn't. Okay, now it is finished. So yeah, again, it merged with the other TNT crater, the TNT times 10,000. This one makes a triple cubical explosion, we can say, because there is one cube here, there is one cube here, and there is also another cube that in this case it isn't shown because the second one already reached bedrock. And just look at the destruction this TNT makes, but still explodes instantly. Oh yeah, look at all the massive craters we have. But next one is the Moon Impact TNT that will join these massive craters. I hope again it does not merge with the regular TNT, just a regular TNT of course, crater. So what this does, look, the moon is going just to fall on Earth, a regular event we can say, and after this falls, boom, another instant explosion that is 700 blocks wide and fills all the crater borders with the asteroid blocks, which is really similar to the cobblestone. And yeah, another massive explosion which happened instantly, and these are the results here. But moving on to another really big tier 4, big in all senses, is the Colossal TNT. I'm grazing myself with this, but yeah, we can say a pretty detailed texture. And if we ignite this, it gets around I think 30 or 35 blocks big for the entity. And when it explodes, it makes a gigantic explosion, which is around 600 blocks wide. So I think 580, so slightly less than the antimatter bomb. And makes this mass destruction, I mean. Speaking of antimatter bombs, we do not have the regular one, but we have the cooler version of it. So basically what this does is it's not a normal fuse of 80 ticks 4 seconds, but look, and here, So it makes an alarm sounds, and you will see that it also does not make the regular TNT explosion. So yeah, instead of making the regular TNT explosion, it makes this massive boom sound. I did not went far enough. So it makes two explosions, a sphere in the middle and a really flat ellipsoid here that completely gets rid of all the blocks. And we can say it makes a way cooler crater that also looks more impactful than the normal antimatter bomb. And yeah, I don't know, since I buffed this from the old version, this is 1200 blocks wide instead of 900, and I think it is now one of the biggest tier 4 in Mega TNT mod. Last two tier 4s we are trying in this video are the Hokuto no Ken War Aftermath and the Flat Universe Theory TNT. So the Hokuto no Ken War Aftermath is based off an anime, even though we have to pronounce it anime, as we pronounce it in Italy and in Japan, because of course anime are Japanese. But yeah, Hokuto no Ken is an anime where there was a nuclear war that completely destroyed the world and made it like a really poor place. And some people completely dominated the others, these villains. But there is one character called Kenshiro, which will defeat all of them, and you have to look at that anime. It's probably my favorite one, and I really recommend it. So this simulates the nuclear war that happened, and let's just see this. It is a TNT rain, but in this case with Tsar bombas. So, oh my god, there it is, the big knockback of it. And I think we are still not done, I don't know, because the area of this one is really big. So yeah, this is really big to be a tier 4. Okay, so I think, oh, there it is, one of them. Again, it's completely getting rid of all the world here. So yeah, just look at the damage this TNT did. It is probably more than 1000 blocks wide, cause some of the TNTs got knocked back by the others. And this is probably, I don't know, I may say this is probably the biggest tier 4 or the second biggest after the Neutron Star War Buster. Cause the damage of this is just insane and is still going. Wow. Yeah, you may find explosions 100 of blocks away from the central crater, cause the Tsar bombas knock back one each other. But now I think it is finally over. And yeah, I have a mod that increased the render distance, that's why I can see all of these. So yeah, we have to go a little bit faster, and we go with the Flat Universe Theory TNT. I didn't show to you the one in the tiers before, but this is the biggest flat TNT you will find in any TNT mod. Look at the area, the massive area it flattened out. So yeah, it got rid of this village entirely, almost entirely. And yeah, it flattened out an 800 by 800 blocks wide area. This is the last tier 4 that there is so far on Mega. But now we get to an even more dangerous and powerful tier, the tier 5 TNTs. So I took 6 of them, of the most interesting tier 5, and here we start with the Dark Matter Bomb. So yeah, the texture is kind of scary in my opinion. It says dark and error, so you know that this is going to be really powerful. What it does, it gives a massive knockback and makes a, I think, I don't remember exactly, a 1400, so 1400 blocks wide crater. Just look at this. Yeah, even with the mod I have, I still can't render all of this crater, because it's just so big that it goes even beyond the render distance that there is in this mod. And yeah, it has merged with the other craters of the TNTs before, so I think this was the giant TNT or the B-41 thermonuclear bomb. This was the first tier 5 we have tried. Now, moving on, I think to an even stronger one is the gargantuan TNT. So if this one was 1400 blocks wide, I already spoiled to you that this one is 1700 blocks wide. So, if we ignite this, right here, look at the detail texture it has. It disappears, you may say at first, but what it did is that it got itself way bigger, and this TNT entity is 50 blocks wide. And now, yeah, it also has longer fuse. Let's see the explosion of this. Oh my god. There were 2 other TNT craters, but I think it got completely get rid of them. It also merged with the dark matter bomb here. It is way bigger. Just look at this. It's completely eating the world. We've got to the ultra TNT rain here. And wow. Just look at this massive crater. And there are still 3 more tiers to go. Moving on, we have the Hellas Planitia. Let's get really far, because this is the widest of the tier 5. I don't think the strongest, but the widest is clearly for sure. So... no, maybe not. No, I don't think it's the widest. This one is the widest. What it does, it makes a enormous meteor falling from the sky. So let's just wait. Oh, there it is. And boom. Just boom. So yeah, it is the widest, but I don't think it's the strongest, because the crater is an ellipsoid crater that is completely filled with magma blocks on the borders. So yeah, look at the other crater there. And this one is 2200 blocks wide, but I think only 320 blocks deep. Or maybe 400. But yeah, still not the strongest tier 5 we have. And yeah, this crater is so big that it struggles to load it entirely. But moving on, we now try the extremely petrifying Mr. Incredible TNT. Do you remember this being impossible back then? Now you will see that after the fuse, it explodes instantly. Let's hear the sound. Pretty spooky, right? Also the image of it. A kind of scary face, I can say, of Mr. Incredible becoming uncanny. So, after the fuse, again, it explodes instantly. And if all loads, all completely disappear from my visual, oh my god. So yeah, the more I walk, the more of the world completely disappear. Just before my eyes. And yeah, this is the most destructive of the tier 5, I think. Because this is a 2100 blocks wide spherical explosion, perfect sphere. So, I think this one is capable of getting rid of 4.8 billion blocks. And it's still a tier 5. And it gets rid of already billions of blocks. So just imagine the next ones, what they are going to be. Yeah. Most of the chunks aren't loaded, but you get the point, the idea of how big this explosion is. Because even with my 96, I think 96 or 128 chunks render distance, I am still not able to see all of the crater. So, yeah, let me check really quickly. Yeah, 128 chunks. And I'm still not seeing all the crater. Next one is an hypernova. So the extremely petrifying was 2100 blocks wide. This is a 2000 blocks wide explosion. Again, we got rid of the world. So like if I load the world, it disappears just before my eyes. It merged with the other crater. And this one, instead of making just normal blocks on the crater sides, let's get to the crater border first, of course. It makes crying obsidian. Last of the tier 5 is the advanced made multiverse destroyer. So yeah, this is a bigger version of the cooler antimatter bomb. And now you will see why also for the explosion. So yeah, the explosion sound changed. It makes a way bigger sphere there. So yeah, of course if I load here, this world you see, it's all gone, completely all destroyed, so it's pointless that I load this. Just look at this. What it did, it made a 800 blocks wide central spherical explosion, but also made a 2400 blocks wide ellipsoid. So it is double the width of the cooler antimatter bomb, but way more than 2 times stronger, I think. I think it's like at least 10 times stronger. Just look at the damage of this TNT. And this concludes the tier 5 TNTs. Okay, I took 5 of the tier 2.0 TNTs. And yeah, by just reading the name of the first one, you kind of understand we are here for a insanely gigantic explosion. Because the first one is the TNT times 200,000. And oh my god, the world is gone. Yeah, that world is also gone, because if we load it, it is gone. This one makes, I think, 2800 blocks wide explosion, but it is a flat ellipsoid, so it is only around 500 blocks deep, I think. Oh yeah, there it is, the regular TNT explosion from there. We merge with it. The TNT merged with it. And yeah, that world is also gone, but we didn't load it. So yeah, the more I walk, the more the chunks are disappearing here, here, and also there, of course, if we go there. And yeah, this is the beginning of the tier 2.0 TNTs. Because the next one is the Ultra Singularity Outerburst Buster. And this one is even stronger than the TNT times 200,000. Look at the detailed texture again. Yeah, completely not glazing myself here. But yeah, with instantly again. Of course it merged with the TNT times 200,000. The more I walk, the more the blocks disappeared. This one is slightly less wider than the TNT times 200,000. So it is 2000 blocks wide instead of 2800. But this thing is an ellipsoid that goes 6,000 blocks deep. So yeah, you kind of get the point that this is way stronger than the TNT times 200,000. But next one, we have the exotic matter bomb. And here we change the shape of the TNT again, because in this case, it is not a flat ellipsoid, it is not a deep ellipsoid, but it is a cubical explosion that I will make you see now. Oh yeah, look at the texture with danger on it. Oh, I'm sorry for the wolf. I only realized that it was there later. So again, this one also knocked me back a lot. And this, if we manage to get to one of the crater border maybe. Yeah, look how big this is. it makes an irregular cubical explosion. So yeah, we don't have the perfect cube, but it kind of left like 50% of the blocks in one block range. And yeah, this is what makes it stylish, but also, of course, extremely destructive. Yeah, just look how much it takes to go to one crater border, and I started from halfway of the crater. So yeah, this lets you understand to how big I made these TNTs, and there are still 2 more tiers that I have to go. And this one isn't over yet, because now we have the most iconic TNTs, the most iconic TNT from the mod, the mod logo too, the Mega TNT. So here we go. By igniting this one, we go really far. We see what we have just ignited. The entity that is 60 blocks wide, has a pretty long fuse, and has a immense, we can say, explosion. There it is. Gives me a lot of knockback. All of the chunks here are completely gone, so the more I walk, the more they disappear. And I don't even know, to be honest. Yeah, look at this. I don't even know, to be honest, how much it will take to start from the center of the TNT and go to one crater border. Because this one is 2800 blocks wide. Spherical explosion. Okay, there we are. And yeah, that word you see like right there is also gone. Trust me, because as I just did with this part of the world, the more I walk, the more part of the world disappear. And of course, 128 chunks render distance are still not enough to see all of the crater. Last one for the tier 2.0 is I am alone forever. Literally, because if you ignite this, for sure you will be alone forever, because the Minecraft world with its funny mobs won't exist anymore. This is a bit of over-exaggeration, because it does not get rid of all your Minecraft world, but I think it's close enough.
I am alone forever.
Because the explosion of this is 2700 blocks wide. And yeah, again, another massive spherical explosion, but with a little surprise. Why, you might say? Because if we get to one of the crater borders here, we will see that it's not a regular crater border, but it's filled with some of blocks called the realization kicks in. So basically you realize what you have just ignited, and if you right click this block, it will make this.
The realization kicks in.
Kind of spooky, right? So yeah, I managed to load like 50% of the crater. Just look at the immense destruction this TNT did. And there are still, again, 2 more tiers to go. And yeah, I loaded the last crater you saw with 256 chunks render distance. So yeah, this is the final TNT of the tier 2.0 I will make you see in this video. Now we go to the tier mega TNTs. I took 5 of them, and we start here in this beautiful village with the TNT times 1 million. So there is a really big gap from the tier 2.0, because this one is 5000 blocks wide. 5000 blocks wide. So let's see how much time it takes to reach one of the crater borders. I do think it's a lot though. Remember that we are starting from halfway of the crater, from the center of course. So we are traveling 2,500 blocks here, and not all of the crater, which is 5,000 blocks wide. But still, look how much time we need to reach one of the crater borders. Okay, so as you see from the center, we have traveled 2,500 blocks. And this one is an ellipsoid, so I think it's only 1,000 blocks deep, I think. So yeah, this was an introduction to the tier mega TNTs. Cause the next one is even stronger, and it is called Omni TNT. The power of this thing is stronger than the Big Bang explosion. The power of this thing is stronger and bigger, I might add now. And if we go really far, but really far, maybe this time it does not merge with the other crater. I mean, we won't really care, cause all of the world will completely get blow up. Cause yeah, 6,250 blocks are really a lot. So this one, except for making the enormous crater, also gives us a lot of knockback. All of the world here is gone, so if I load it, we are deleting it. The more I walk, the more part of the world will get deleted. So yeah, and reaching a crater border here will take even more time, because we are going to travel 3,125 blocks, and we also have to wait a little bit for the chunks to load. And eventually, we will reach one of the crater borders. And yeah, most of the TNT from the tier 5 and on are new, but this one did already exist back then, but back then it took like hours to explode and was only 3,000 blocks wide, and now with more of double the width, it explodes instantly. And there we are, to one of the crater borders. Look at the distance we traveled, and this is only half of the crater, maybe even less, cause it knocked us back a lot. This one we are trying now is the last TNT from the Mr. Incredibles ones, and it's just called the most terrifying being ever. And this is truly terrifying. This is really scary also to me, because this is like the phase 32, which I also modified a little bit to be like even scarier. So just look at this, and the sounds it makes, just hear it. I think it's kind of an erase, so I made it lower down in the editing. Let's hear this. Okay, everything is gone. You heard that powerful sound, that extremely spooky sound, with a final scream at the end. I think that is the most powerful scream I've ever heard in my life, literally. I don't know the origin from that scream, but yeah, this is the most chaotic and scariest TNT to ever exist on Minecraft. I think the only one that will rival it is the one we are going to try. Not now, but the one after the one we are going to try now. And yeah, this one is a 5,000 blocks wide explosion. But in this case, it's a perfect sphere. And yeah, again, look at the distance we have to travel to just get to one of the crater borders. And this is only half of the crater from there. So yeah, you get how big this is. But now, we finally get to the extremely big TNT, the biggest finite TNT, Cause yeah, later you will see why. We have the biggest TNT to ever exist on Minecraft, the Big LOL, the strongest TNT to ever exist. So this one is an extremely big LOL, and now you will see why this is the biggest TNT to ever exist on Minecraft. So I will just shut up now, make you hear what it does, and make you see what it does. So just look at this. Just look at this. Okay. It took around 1 second to explode, but we'll see now why. So this one was able to destroy bedrock in a central area right here. Oh, look at all the entities completely dying from this one. Oh my god. But I bet that every crater that we have tried so far got completely hidden by this one, cause this one, it is not a 5,000 blocks wide, 6,000 blocks wide, but this one is exactly makes a 1,000 blocks wide sphere in the middle that completely destroys the bedrock, but also makes a 45,624 blocks explosion, cubical explosion, that completely gets rid of everything except bedrock. So it's kind of pointless that now we get to one of the crater borders, because that will take ages. So what we'll do is we start from here. I think this is maybe slightly more than the center, and we teleport ourselves to 32,000 blocks, so like to 32,000, so 22 blocks more, and we are starting from the center. So here we still didn't reach one of the crater borders, and we teleported 22,000 blocks away, so 44,000 blocks in total, since we started from the center of the crater. And here we were a little bit more than the center. We are almost at 33,000 blocks. So if it exploded at like 9,500 maybe, because it knocked us back, we get to that this TNT is around, yeah, what I said, I think around 46,000 blocks at this point, maybe a little bit more than I thought. I said 45,624, but I think I put 46,000 blocks. And here we get to the biggest TNT to ever exist on Minecraft. And yeah, I have no words for this one. Even if it's almost like, really, almost 50,000 blocks wide, it took like 2 seconds to explode. But moving on to maybe a tie to being the scariest TNT, maybe the second scariest, is Wake Up, Nothing is Real. This one is took from the Schizo posting. And yeah, it's a bigger version, way bigger version than the I Am Alone Forever. Uses 9 of them to be crafted. What this one does, you will see now. Wake up. Holy shit. Everything is gone. It didn't have mercy for the bedrock. So like, I am walking now into the nothingness. Nothing is real here. So basically, it got rid of everything in a really big area. So it also got rid of bedrock without... it was dirt. This one is a 5,500 blocks wide spherical explosion. And at the crater borders, it places the Wake Up, Nothing is Real block. So yeah, this block is literally called Nothing is Real, just like the tier mega name. So yeah, that's why the tier mega was called Nothing is Real. And the tier 2.0 was called Where is Everyone? Just like the phrase that is said before saying I am alone forever. And this block again plays
The realization kicks in.
Cause yeah, you have to realize that you just ignited the TNT that destroys bedrock just like it is dirt, it is sand, it is any block of your Minecraft world. But now we get to the tier infinite TNTs. I took 3 of them, the most interesting ones. And that's all, folks. That's literally all. So like, this tier is craziness at its max level. The extremely big lol apparently was the biggest finite TNTs, because here we have the infinite ones. So I think I have to like change a Minecraft world for every TNT I try in this tier. I will try 3 of them, and I may start from this one instead of the black hole, because this one is the... No, it's not the last laggiest, but it's because the black hole is the most laggiest one. What this is called the super finale TNT, you kind of see from the image. This one, if I manage to see one, okay, there it is, makes a colossal TNT rain in all your Minecraft world. This is what it does. So if I go here, you think it's over? Of course not. There it is, another one. We saw for a split second. Yeah, you might not see them okay, there it is. We saw another one. Another one. And yeah, I got knocked back. The more I walk, and the more colossal TNT rain from the sky. So yeah, you have to say goodbye to your world after you try any tier infinite TNTs. Cause of course it's not over yet. We may not see it. Okay, there it is, again. Another one that was knocked out. Knockback. And so on. And so on. And so on. Yup. Yup. Oh my god. And they are continuing. They are exploding also behind me. Near me, below me, above me. And they are slowly, but surely, eating the Minecraft world until nothing is left. So for the next one, I have prepared a command here in chat, and soon you will see why. The next one is the black hole TNT. What this does, you remember it slowly hitting your Minecraft world. I forgot the flint and steel. Now, it is way faster and more dangerous. And if I don't stop this with an antimatter bomb, it is never stopping. So yeah, just look at this. And yeah, at some point, you will eventually crash. So, I will stop this. Just take a look at it in 3, 2, 1, go. Cause yeah, if you don't stop this with an antimatter bomb, before, or you will try to stop this too late, this will completely eat all your Minecraft world. But now, we get to the strongest TNT to ever exist on Minecraft. Cause this one right here, the big lol, was the strongest finite TNT, cause it had a limit. But this one, the absolute infinity buster, does not have a limit. Cause, as the name says, this one will get rid of everything. If I place this down, it says absolute infinity blocks to go, in this case down, but also up. If I knight this, it also killed me. And if I manage to respawn, all the Minecraft world is gone. All of it. Literally all of it. If I manage to TP myself to the world border, everything is completely gone. Literally everything. So yeah. If I also manage to TP myself in the nether, so like, it is all gone. So yeah guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope you will download the Mega TNT mod and have fun with it. There is every TNT you can possibly think of. So yeah, I will see you in the next video.